Machine, All-State Traffic Control and Modeling present Milford, Connecticut's Frank Muchacharo. Outside of him, driving the number 66, Pastriac Paving and MJ Sawchuck, Luther Fence and American Billiards ride alongside Wendell Daly of Gales Ferry. Moving back to row number 2, driving the 26, it is Clinton, Connecticut's Don Fowler. And hanging out next to him, driving the 91 from Ledyard, Connecticut, it'll be High Def Jeffrey Paul. We move back to the inside of row number 3, where the 77 of Kensington, Connecticut's Matt Gallo will sit. Outside of him, driving the 27 from Ledyard, Connecticut, it will be Tyler Chadwick. Next up on the field will be the 57. Pettit Racing Engines, Circle Asphalt, M&M Stone Creations, and Conoco Assurance bring us Wallingford, Connecticut's Keith Rocco in the 57. Eighth starter will be the number 71. He will look to complete the Speedbowl Slam today. From Salem, Connecticut, Darling Auto Parts and Diamond Mortgage Group bring us Jeff Pearl.
The green is sprung out. Good start for Fowler. He got a shove from Matt Gallo, so a little helping front bumper by Gallo, but it wasn't enough, and Muchacharo regains his top spot. Keep an eye on the smoke bomb, which is Jeff Paul, car number 91. He is able to whirlwind his way into second. A little bumping going on between the 57 of Keith Rocco. Kid Rock jousting it out with Tyler Chadwick in car number 27. Gallo is pinned to the outside, so as they kick up some dust coming off the fourth corner, good start for Jeff Pearl in car number 71 as he has invaded the top 7. He's not happy with that. He is trying to steamroll his way underneath Gallo, and he has just invaded the top 6. So it looks like Jeff Pearl has a pretty strong car. Jeff Paul has likewise as he tries to hunt down our leader, Frank Muchacharo. Rocco in a little bit of a disarray coming off the fourth corner. He was able to keep that car together. It looked like it was going to twist up on him. Right now he is in jeopardy of losing a spot to Jeff Pearl. Here comes Pearl trying to whirlwind his way underneath the stuttering Keith Rocco, and he is able to do that. You saw the stammering of the 57, and that was all that Jeff Pearl needed to get the spot as Cliff Fitzgerald is dropped out. And in 5th is Pearl. And Keith Rocco, his crew chief said they were going to have to hold the reins in on him because he is used to 30 and 40 lap races. And patience is not a word that he has used too much in his young racing career. Keith Rocco, only 22 years old. Mike Finkelday trying to get a position on Dennis Gada. Gada to the outside. It doesn't look like the outside is working for Gada this early in the race. He lunges his way ahead of Finkelday as those two cars are hog-tied together in the battle for 7th and 8th. Also there is Ed Reed with Diego Monahan. Now Gada will pull away temporarily from the 55 car of Finkelday. So that is a good battle. Where is Rob Janovic when all this is happening? As he is running in 13th place in car number 51, trying to hold his own against Todd Saravallo. So our point leaders are still buried deeply in traffic, and Dennis Gada having a very difficult time dealing with the 55 of Finkelday. Michael Finkelday never comes to the Speedbowl unless he has a fast car, so he is a threat to win in that number 55 machine. Meanwhile, the battle for second getting more impressive. Don Fowler looking for some elbow room underneath Jeff Paul. As Jeff said, that car was great in practice yesterday. They made some changes, and it went backwards during the heat race. And this morning, they tried to get the car where it was early. Two cars come together, Sweeney and Pretzel. Second, yellow. And Kevin Shea is able to avoid contact.
Turn number 4, Frank Muchacharo looks for the green flag. He gets it, and he gets an advantage. Thunders his way into the lead as they go into turn 1. Now Don Fowler will try to slide underneath the 91 of Jeff Paul as they go down the backstretch. And in their wake, the 71 of Jeff Pearl. Muchacharo leads the way. Now Fowler has gotten by Jeff Paul for the second spot, and Jeff Pearl will try to make the same move as they go off turn 2. He does, and he grabs the 3rd spot. That'll put Jeff Paul into the 4th position. Mike Finkelday rides 5th, Keith Rocco 6th, and now Dennis Gada has infiltrated the top 7 as he moves the 3 into the 7th spot and gets by the 27 of Tyler Chadwick. Ed Reed will try to duplicate the move as they go into turn 3. It is Reed and Chadwick side by side. Now Reed gets a 7th spot. Trouble further back as the 11 of Michael Sabia is around. The field scatters to get by, and the yellow will come out with 77 laps left. As they pick up speed off turn 4, green flag in the air, and once again, Muchacharo able to get the jump and get the lead as they go into turn number 1. But now it is Jeff Pearl who'll try to slide underneath the 26 of Don Fowler as they go down into turn 3. Side by side, Fowler and Pearl race. Trouble
for Bubby Brower in car number 4. Smoke came from that car. He is able to keep it together.
And the battle continues between Jeff Pearl and Don Fowler. They race side by side off turn 4. Now Pearl is able to get the spot. But
Russell spins in turn number 4. So we'll see if now the yellow comes out. And he might have slipped up, and perhaps the oil that could have been coming out of the 4 car of Bubby Brower. We saw it.
And Frank Muchacharo and Jeff Pearl lead him to green. And Muchacharo able to get the jump on Pearl and lead the thundering herd into turn number 1. Muchacharo looks to pull away, where it is Pearl and Don Fowler battling for the 2nd spot. Pearl to the outside. It is Fowler on the inside. Those 2 cars race off turn 4, and Fowler has the spot by about a half a car length as they race into turn 1. Behind them, Michael Finkelday now has moved into the 4th spot. That locks Jeff Paul on the outside. He battles with Finkelday, and it is Gada on the inside as he'll try to get underneath the 91 of Jeffrey Paul. Frank Muchacharo has opened it up, a sizable advantage over Don Fowler, who sits in the 2nd spot. Now Mike Finkelday has moved up to try to challenge for 3rd on Jeffrey Pearl as they go into turn number 1. Those 2 cars, the 55 and the 77, side by side. Now Finkelday will move into the 3rd spot, and here comes Dennis Gada. He's going to try to thunder underneath Pearl and grab the 4th position away as they come off turn number 4. Pearl seems to be locked on the outside now as the 57 of Keith Rocco will also drop Jeff Pearl further back in the field. And here comes Tyler Chadwick to the inside as they go into turn 3. Muchacharo has moved out to a 5-car length advantage. Then it is Don Fowler who will drop a car length back to where the 55 of Finkelday sits. Then it is Gada, Rocco, Pearl. Chadwick now challenges Jeff Paul for the position as they go into turn number 3. And then it is the 51 of Janovic and the 24 of Ed Reed. Muchacharo puts a lap on the 1 of Kevin Shea as they go down the backstretch. It is still Fowler in the 2nd spot. Finkelday will try to close in on the 55, on the 26 machine, and Gada running 4th.
A big pass being made by Rob Janovic as he is able to slither his way underneath the 24 of Ed Reed. That is for 9th place, so he is staying where he needs to be in relationship to Dennis Gada, who is riding 4th. Gada doesn't want to be 4th for much longer as he is looking for a path underneath Mike Finkelday. If you're wondering where Mike Finkelday has been all season, he didn't come out until last week. And he said he had a lot of things to do, but he had a good race car. Well, he is living up to that brag as he is riding 3rd. Fowler 1 spot ahead of him, and Gada 1 notch behind him. And Gada has really worked today to try to get by Finkelday, and he has come up empty time and time again. Rocco right behind the 3 car. Then it is Pearl. Tyler Chadwick running strong. He is a godson, and his godfather is right behind him, Rob Janovic Jr. And Janovic in the top 8. Now if he can pick up 1 more spot, he could be guaranteed of a championship regardless of what Dennis Gada does. So Gada looking for some room as he wants to penetrate his way underneath the 55 of Mike Finkelday. Single file scenario almost around the entire track, and you get the feeling that we're just waiting for something to happen. There's trouble for Mike Sweeney. Remember, he was involved in an early deal and got the wrong end of that one, look at Frank Mucciacciaro stretch out his advantage. As Mucciacciaro looks very comfortable today in the lead. And we have not been able to say that too often this year. Mike Finkelday able to shut down Dennis Gada and relegate him to 4th position. Then it's Keith Rocco next, followed by Pearl, Chadwick, Janovic, then Paul, Caddick, and then the 28 of Brandon Hansen. So things are starting to get spread out here, especially up at the front, where Mucciacciaro has opened a pretty nice lead over Fowler, and Fowler appears to be gaining. So that lead is not as impressive as it once was. And trying to make the lead vanish is Don Fowler in car number 26. Now let's see what happens to the second group of cars. Dennis Gada has room underneath. Let's see if he is quick enough to cash in. Veto power by Finkelday, as Finkelday slammed the door in the face of Dennis Gada. Also right there is a 57 of Keith Rocco, and we have trouble as 2 cars get together. Druin is one of those cars involved of the SK modified season. There's still a championship to be won. Don Fowler getting the jump on Mucciacciaro, who did not come up to speed right at the green flag. Let's see if Fowler can clear Mucciacciaro. Dennis Gada has moved up to 3rd. He has finally gotten by Mike Finkelday. A clutch move by Gada. Gada has pulled even with the 2nd place car of Mucciacciaro. He is on the attack. Finkelday is 4th, followed by Rocco in 5th, and Rob Janovic has moved into 6th place. And if he can finish among the top 7, the championship trophy will be his. Brandon Hansen is right there, getting underneath Tyler Chadwick. The top 3 cars can fit inside a donut hole. Fowler leading the charge, but all over him like lava on a volcano is Dennis Gada in car number 3. Gada, he has vapor trailed his way into 2nd place. He is on the move, doing the only thing that he knows how to do to try to get into the lead. He goes to the outside. Now Gada moves to the outside when he knows the leader is having difficulty maintaining his speed. Rocco wandered to the outside. He is able to get back in line. Let's see what the crafty number 3, the great one, is going to try to do. He aims that car to the outside. Mucciacciaro is underneath him as Gada, and now trouble for Bubby Brower as he lands into the wall right on the start-finish line, and the yellow comes out with 35 laps to go.
Fowler and Dennis Gada will lead them down for the final 31 laps. Trouble for Frank Mucciacciaro as they come together off the start. And it is Keith Rocco with a problem in turn number 4. As we get ready, the yellow will fly immediately off the restart.
And Keith Rocco is marooned and now gets it going. So not the greatest restart for Keith Rocco. So we have 31 laps remaining.
And the field rolls off turn number 4. Green flag in the air, and Don Fowler gets the jump and the lead as they go into turn 1. Dennis Gada tries to attack on the outside. He'll fall into the 2nd spot. Then it is Finkelday running 3rd. Rob Janovic now 4th. And also to the outside, Ed Reed. They check up off turn number 3. It is still Fowler leading the way. Now Gada pulls away in the 2nd spot. Those 2 cars pulling away from the field as they go down the backstretch. Finkelday in the 3rd spot. And in 4th, it is Rob Janovic, but to his outside, the 24 of Ed Reed Jr. Gada now will make his move to the outside, blocked by Fowler as they go off turn 2. Fowler looks to regain an advantage. Here comes Gada once more. He'll try the inside as they come off turn number 4. Race down to turn 1. Gada moves to the outside. He'll try a crossover as they go down the backstretch. Fowler hangs on to the lead. Gada coming to his rear bumper. He touches up close. They race to the stripe single file, and it's still Gada now once again will attack the outside. Fowler again denies him. They go down the backstretch. Fowler with the lead. Gada will try to get by him in the final 26 laps as they come off turn 4. Gada slides as he tries to go to the inside. He is denied for the lead. Janovic now moves into 3rd.
Trouble as Rocco rams the wall. That was Brandon Hansen. Brandon Hansen hits the wall a ton. Red flag is out. Brandon Hansen. As he went airborne and he hit the wall, it appeared on the fly. Our Cohansey Fire Department is quickly to the scene of the crippled number 28 car, which really punished the wall in turn number 2.
Okay, as he has just come from the Waterford Speedbowl ambulance as we're going back under green.
Here's a word from Don Fowler. He has moved out in front, and Rob Janovic is trying to boogie his way into second. Dennis Gada making his move for the lead. Gada on the outside is pulled even with Don Fowler. 2 drivers surgically attached at the front of the field. Janovic in the middle of the situation, along with Finkelday and Diego Monahan. But they blur their way into turn number 4. Fowler and Gada. Gada is all over him like sunblock. Here comes Janovic, trouble for Dennis Charette in car number 35. We'll see if he can get that car moving as he Saharas his way on the front straightaway, and the yellow comes out. Lap number 24. This could decide the race. It could decide the championship. They blast their way off the corner. Fowler getting the edge. Here comes Gada attacking on the outside as he has done for so many years. On the bottom is Janovic. Diego Monahan has moved into 4th, and Jeff Pearl is now in 5th. There is still a Triple Crown chance for Pearl. Battle for the lead. Here comes Gada trying to strut his way on the outside. Gada hurricaning his way to the top spot. Can he clear the 26? He gets sideways, he gets loose, he recovers. Fowler is right there on the bottom. Gada almost lost it, was able to make the save. Mariano Rivera couldn't make a save the way that Gada just did. But Fowler gets his edge back, and Fowler has the lead with 15 laps to go. Gada losing a little ground momentarily. Now he has a run going. Here comes Gada, car number 3. As he tries to torch his way, trouble for Gada as he is shoved to the outside. Once again, he is able to make the recovery. So Gada on the outside groove is having handling issues coming out of turn 4. Let's see what happens this time. Fowler has the advantage, a little smoother for Gada. That time it worked. Janovic in 3rd, followed by Monahan, and Pearl in 5th. Fowler is able to reestablish himself in the lead. Let's see how Gada tries to attack him now. Rob Janovic, he just wants to climb into a foxhole because he needs to stay in 3rd in order to wrap up the championship. Monahan is 4th. Gada is 5th. Don Fowler, if you believe in long shots, what about this one? Not many people thought Don Fowler had a chance to win today, but right now he is holding off the 2-point leaders. We have trouble on the backstretch. A car stranded, trying to back its way off. Yellow out, down to 10 laps. Front row. Janovic against Monahan in the 2nd row. Great jump by Fowler. Janovic moves into 2nd. Now Gada gets a resurgence. Gada comes back to life. Here is Gada going for the victory. He's trying to clear the 26. Fowler will not let that happen. They touch. Gada barrels his way back out in front. They go into turn number 2. Here comes Gada moving into the lead. Monahan moving into 3rd. Rob Janovic is still sniffing out a championship. Down to the final 4 laps. Jeff Pearl in 5th place. Gada is pulling away from Fowler. Here comes Monahan, and what a move downstairs by Janovic. 3 wide action. Janovic did not have enough bite to derail Don Fowler for 2nd. Here comes Janovic. Is he playing it safe? No way. A daring, bold move by Rob Janovic. It doesn't work against Fowler. Now to the outside is Diego Monahan. He's trying to take 3rd away from the Godfather. Gada is in his own comfort zone in car number 3. Here comes Janovic again, trying to move into 2nd. There is nothing about sitting on a lead that Rob Janovic is concerned with. 1 lap to go. Dennis Gada out in front. Gada gets to the backstretch first. The battle for 2nd. Fowler has that. Here is Janovic trying to fireball his way into 3rd. Dennis Gada will be the winner. Rob Janovic will be the champion.
And quickly, let's go out. So for the 7th time, the number 3 with a smoke show in turn number 1. It is Dennis Gada with the win, but the track championship will go to Rob Janovic.
Well, we said at the outset today, the race was all going to be about 2 drivers, Dennis Gada and Rob Janovic. Both of them have a celebration. Now the celebration is started for Rob Janovic. And here come the pyrotechnics from the 3 car and the 51 car of Rob Janovic. Not bad, is it? He's waited his whole career for the moment like this. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's start our victory lane ceremonies. First, by introducing the winner of the Town Fair Tire 100, Dennis Gada. Well, Dennis, you did exactly what you needed to do. It just so Rob Janovic wouldn't allow you to win that 7th championship.
Yeah, Rob's been real consistent all year. I thought that it would be tough to get him by 7 spots, and obviously it didn't happen. But their crew was consistent all year. They won a few races. They had a great year. We had a great last 2/3 of the season. That first race kind of killed us when we finished 25th. That was kind of the nail in the coffin right there. I want to thank Head Insurance and Larry's Auto Machine, Bennett Excavating, especially for all the years of support they've given me. My wife and family for their support. All these great Waterford Speedbowl fans. I think got a good show today. Got some more racing to go. Oh man, it's been great. I don't know if we'll be back next year with Joey racing and stuff, but I've enjoyed it so much here.
And Don Fowler was tough to get by today.
Yeah, Donnie had a broken sway bar. He was pretty loose, so that would enabled us to a little edge on him. But I think racing him, we slammed wheels a couple times and broke the ball joint with 2 to go there, and it was just dragging the left front tire. So we're lucky to come up with a win today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, his championship run ends this afternoon, but he will always be a champion here at the Speedbowl, the great one, Dennis Gada. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to crown the new king of Waterford's SK Modified Division. Let me start over. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to crown the new king of the Speedbowl's SK Modified Division, Rob Janovic Jr. And he climbs on top of the car. How does it feel to be a champion?
Well, with all due respect to Dennis Gada, because he is a true champion, there's a new sheriff in town, and his name's Rob Janovic Jr.
Now, you started 11th, dropped back a little, made that steady run, but with 5 laps to go, even though you knew if you had a top 7 finish, you would win a championship, you weren't sitting on your lead at all, were you? You were trying for a victory.
Yeah, I really wanted to win this race. I really wanted to finish second to Dennis. Donnie was working him over pretty good. He was going after a 100-lapper. And, at one point, Donnie got ahead of him. I let Dennis tuck in because at that point I was thinking, if another restart comes out, I want to be on the inside because the car just wasn't good on the outside. But I'll tell you what, my crew is phenomenal. The car just kept getting better and better and better. And at the first half of that race, man, I was just sweating bullets and just wanting the whole day to be over. I was ready to just give Dennis the trophy halfway through the race. And then the car just started coming on, and then I started feeling really racy. And then at the end, I was sweating bullets again. I was just hoping everybody stayed in a straight line. I love my wife so much, and that baby, we got it. And I just have the most phenomenal family in the world. And my little sister, Melissa, Thomas came up from Maryland, my sister, Denise, my brother, Gary. I mean, and my mother's here. And hi, Mom. My mother never comes. Anyway, and Greg Hanner, my brother-in-law, spotter, webmaster, everything else. I don't know. And all my sponsors. I mean, these people are just phenomenal. My crew. These guys, I started racing way back, and it was just me and my brother and Greg Teresiano, and here we are with a championship and a modified. I mean, I don't know. Ask me something. I'm rambling.
Well, you've been a contender for so many years. You've had a fast car for so many years. Why were you able to put it together this year? What was the missing ingredient that you were able to find?
Phenomenal horsepower from GCR engines. Glenn Colvin just, I mean, he just sticks. He's our ace in the hole. He just builds awesome motors. And my crew, John Volpe, my co-car owner, and Greg Hanner, my crew chief. We just kept plugging away, and I mean, so many people were just so supportive, and the sponsorship we've got is phenomenal, and I want to read them all off in a minute. But from day one, I just started racing really, really hard right out of the gate, and I don't know, it paid off, so maybe it'll pay off again.
And you avoided the bad start that has plagued you the last 3 or 4 years before this one.
Yeah, I mean, even opening day, we were just heading for a top 5, and we were running 6 with 13 laps to go, and a rock went through the radiator. So that was our only finish out of the top 10 all year. So, had it not been for that, we would have clinched last week. So, yeah.
Well, Rob, it's time to read the credits.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Big A Auto Parts in North Branford, just absolutely phenomenal. Critical Signs, they're the ones that make this car so pretty. Interstate Batteries, been with us since late models. Surf Pro in Norwich, been with us since modifieds. Benvenuti Oil has been with me since I started racing. Vassal Brothers Construction, Jennifer and Henry they're with us every week. Janovic Home Improvement, it's my brother. I said GCR Specialties, the most unbelievable horsepower. I'm going to turn my back to everybody. Eagle Fence and Guardrail, Scott Putnam, you're awesome. Flanders Bake Shop, Greg Teresiano. GardenRealty.com, that's my brother-in-law, and he still hasn't given me any money, so I don't even know why I'm saying it. And SF Limousine Service, they've been with us for a while and absolutely could not do it without them.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this man said it best. There's a new sheriff at the Speedbowl, and his name is Rob Janovic Jr.